So far, we have two virtual machines installed. One is the Windows 2012 server, which is the DC, and the second is the client, which is Windows 10, which we installed in the previous session. Now let's install Windows 7, and the process should be pretty straightforward, but we will go through step by step, so it will help the beginners to get it installed. So as usual, right click on the host machine and click new, click virtual machine, and let's call it C2 Win 7, which says client 2 Windows 7. So we will store it in the other location. Click next. You can pick whatever you want. Let's stick with generation 1. And we will allocate 2 gigs of RAM for this as well. I will talk about this dynamic memory in later videos. For now, just disable that. And we will connect to the private network. Click next. Let's use 20 gigs of hard disk space. And let's point to the image. Click OK. Click next. And this summarizes what we have done so far, and we can click finish. So the configuration is done. Let's try to install the operating system by connecting. Click the start button. So click on next, install now. I know this is a boring process going step by step. I think for beginners getting into setting up an Active Directory environment, or even for some experienced people, this is something they may not have done in the past. I think this gives a good practice to get it installed. So accept the license terms, click next. Use custom, and we are going to be formatting the drive. And like the previous sessions, this is going to take some time. Let me pause it. So after a couple of restarts, I was in the screen. So let's pick a username. And let's pick a computer name of C2 Win 7, which is client 2 Windows 7. And pick a good password. I'm going to skip the product key for now and go with the recommended section or recommended options. I'm going to go with Central Time, Home Network. We'll be changing all this later on, so just pick whatever it feels right for you at this time. So the installation is complete. So let's check the host name. So it is C2 Win 7, like we wanted it to be. So now we have 3 different virtual machines. In the next session, we will create something like a file server, which will be based on Windows 2012 server. Typically in any organization, they will have a file server which is used for serving files and for sharing purposes. So in the next video, we will see how to accomplish that.